What's going on? What's poppin'? It's your boy 97KT back with the second installment of the podcast. Today's title, Truth and Reality. Now, before I start off anything, I just want to give a brief definition of what the Webster Dictionary has as the meaning of reality. And it's as follows. A real event, entity, or state of affairs, and or the totality of real things and events. Now, I know your mind, you're like, why is this guy bringing up a definition? But what I want to strain is that what we're going through in this country now is a harsh reality, a painful reality, and a reality that is much need of changing. And the only way for these changes to occur is that we have these conversations, that we have these talks so that at the end of the day, everybody can have a better understanding of what the other person is going through. So today, the first topic I want to bring up is just the real disparity in numbers when you look at the charts of the amount of African Americans that are killed by police in this country. It's truly sickening, and when you see it, it's really going to change your outlook on how they've been trying to paint the picture, such as medias and sadly, the president. So in this first picture, it's broken down from percent of U.S. population, and then at the bottom bar is percent of all those killed by the police. Now we're going to break it down group by group. So for Asian, which is at the far left, it's 5%. For Black, it's 12%. Hispanics, 18%. Native American, which is very sad, 1%. Whites, 61%. And then other, 3%. Now, at the bottom bar, this is where it gets scary. For Asian, it's 2%. For Blacks, it is a 26.4% killing rate at the hands of police. Hispanics is 18.7%. Native Americans, 1.7%. Whites, 50.3%. And other, 1%. Now, I want to put it in simple terms so that everybody can understand what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Avengers Endgame, and if you haven't, sorry, but I will use this terminology. Imagine Thanos, right? Imagine he snaps his finger. We're going to talk about the white numbers first, right? They got 61%. If he snaps away the 50.3, they still have 11.6 to survive. And with that surviving, it comes regrowth, rebuilding, and survival. Now, when you look at the other numbers of their counterparts, it's a scary sight. If he snaps his fingers, he's wiping out the entire Black race. They're gone, poof. African American who? I don't remember them. That's right, because we got poofed away. But this is the reality. And for me, man, this got to be one of the harshest realities I've had to face in a while. Just doing the research and looking up these kind of numbers, because it doesn't make you smile. it don't make you laugh. It makes you shake your head. But it's the truth. And on to the next picture that I want to show you. This just shows you how corrupt and how wrong the system is when it comes to certain communities. And this is from a 2018 poll of just how much incarceration rates between the races there are to a comparison of their U.S. population. And again, the numbers are staggering. For U.S. population of whites, they're floating at a nice little 78%. And in jail, it's only about, 58? 57? For Blacks, there you go again with that low number, 12. but yet we're about to reach 40. That doesn't make sense. The numbers don't add up. How can that be? How can you be one of the smallest populations but have the most people in your community in jail? There has to be something at play here. And I'm going to keep on saying it as long as I have to until there is real change. The system is against us, and the system is used to keep us trapped in our position. And the only way that we're going to break out is if we all stand together. But I don't see that happening as of yet, as of recently. No. Instead of coming together, we see more violence, more gun deaths, more thefts. And it's against people who look like you. And I can guarantee these people who are being the victims of these crimes have done nothing wrong to the other person. A lot of these are accidental shootings. How does that happen? Where in your mind do you think that just going into a crowd and just letting off shots, do you think that's gangster? You not hitting your target, you hitting everybody else and their moms, but not your target. You think that's cool? If that's gangster, man, shit. I don't even know what else to say. But I can say something. It's disappointing. It's disgusting. Because the lives we are losing are kids. This is the most child deaths that I've heard of in my 22 years. I know you're thinking 22 years isn't a lot, but have you ever heard of such nonsense? An 11-year-old from Washington, 13-year-old, a 1-year-old from Brooklyn, a young man about to go to college. Well, not now because of Corona, but having plans of going to college, trying to better his life, taste a new life, and yet it's all snatched away because of what? Thugs. The few ignorant individuals who are not trying to hear the message that the others are trying to speak out. It's crazy. And it just goes to show a point that there won't be major change within society if we ourselves as the community don't change first. There's no way you're going to have the other side look in and say, well, yeah, maybe they do deserve fair and equal treatment because we're the ones who are really causing them to be low down. We're the ones that are holding them back. But a lot of the times when they look in, they just see, oh, well, there goes Jerome again. There goes Tyrone again. There goes Keon again. Like, it gotta stop. Because nothing will get better if we keep continuing with the same trends that we are currently showing. And these are trends I don't want to continue to be shown. Now, for me, man, I have my own theory of why exactly there is so much violence being ramped up. I have two, actually. The first one, I really do believe that there is somebody going around into these impoverished neighborhoods and sparking beef and sparking the violence. Going around and maybe offering a couple thousand to go ahead and just make the situation look dire so that when you have talks about, oh, let's defund the police or try to allocate monies from the police, a lot of the other folks are going to say, well, nah, because all that's going to happen is crime is going to rise up. I mean, you've seen what happened over the 4th of July weekend. You've seen what happened to the weeks that followed. Nah, we can't do that. Nah, keep the police. Actually, let's raise up the funding. Let's give them more money. And that is taken away from community resources that can help our young people, help our young adults, and help the adults who need the help. That's what this is all about. All we're trying to do is stop the cycle from continuing to the next generation and so forth. Now, for my second theory, I know in the last podcast, and then even in this one in the beginning, I always talk about a system, a upper echelon, and plans that are made to help keep people in a subservient role in society. And there are so many cases and so many evidences that show this, but I just want to take the major one that's in my opinion, and that's really the drug epidemic that happened at the height in the 1980s and 1990s. And the reason why I say this is because what it did was it caused a divide between generations. It caused a divide between the older generation teaching the younger generation the essential, I want to say, traditions that we used to have back in the day. And with that, it became a sense loss of self. And while we're searching and searching for trying to get that way back, we adopted the not so friendly, the not so kind, the not so real black version of what we are. And of course, I'm talking about, being a thug, being a gangster, being real. Like, you don't have to kill somebody to be real. I'm real. Why am I real? Because I go to school. I got a job. I help my family. I look out for my community. That's being real. Not the stuff that's going on now, but that's not their faults of having that false self. It's not. Imagine you seeing that from the first day you're born. Or, well, the first day that you're conscious of what's going on in the society and what's going on in the world. You wouldn't be able to change that easy. So that's why a lot of these solutions are not going to happen overnight. It's going to take generation after generation to fix the damage that has been caused by the system, by the trap. And it can be done. We're already seeing workings now that are actually helping to kind of alleviate some of that tension that was going on before. But again, it comes back to we all have to pull our part. We all have to do our job, play our role, and bring back the Black America that once was. Now, since I'm winding down on time now, I just want to leave with one final thought, and that's hate is not as strong as love. Hate is an ugly disease that in it causes fear, causes misunderstandings, and causes just general chaos. That is what we as the Black community are facing right now. In psychology, it's called projection. And I feel that a lot of these people who are going out and doing these heinous actions and crimes are in themselves hating themselves. And they're projecting their self-hate onto others who look like them, sound like them, act like them. Making it okay for them to just do these actions. So that's why on this channel, I always want to promote Black excellence. I want to promote Black love. And I just want to get us to a point where we're not only seeing the negative. We're not only seeing the ratchet. We're not only seeing the heinous. Because we're more than that. And if I gotta keep on repeating it, I'll keep on saying it. We are strong. We are loving. We are intelligent. We are cunning. We are survivors. We are the chosen people. And it's time to start acting like it. So brothers and sisters, it's going to do it for me today. If you like anything that was said in the podcast today, I would just like for you to drop down a comment below and just tell me what your favorite part of it was. And if you got any critiques or comments, please let me know down in the comment section down below, or I'll be having my social media in the description so you can always chat it up with me there. And yeah, that's it. So like, comment, subscribe, and from my heart to yours, stay strong, stay blessed, and stay up. Peace.